Happy Easter and
Passover.
And happy Passover. In this house, we celebrate both. Barry leads the Passover. I lead the Easter, and it's a joyous time, especially now because they're coming together. So I have an Easter story for you. And then we both chose a song that would be real celebratory in honor of Easter. So this story took place when I was 13 years old, and I grew up in Buffalo, New York, and I led a really simple kind of life. There wasn't any talk of strange things, auras. I never had heard that word, or the lights, except for the lights that you turn on and off. Just a simple kind of ordinary life. But I had an extraordinary experience on this Easter when I was 13. So my dad had polio when he was a child, and he was slightly crippled from it. But other than that, he was very capable. And when I was 13, the polio came back again, and my father was in enormous pain. And it was Good Friday when the pain became the worst. And we were at church, and my mother was doing something. I think she was leading something at the church, and I sat alone with my father. And at church, you stand up, you sit down, and my father wasn't able to stand up, and there was something about that just broke my heart so deeply. I'd never seen anyone in so much physical pain, and I'd never seen my father suffering so much, and it was so hard for me. And we finally got home. It was very difficult for my dad to get back home, and he went right to bed. All the curtains were closed, and everything became really dark, and there was a really sad feeling within me and within our house. And I was crying. I'm like, to my mother, like, what can I do? What can I do? And she said, go in your room and pray. Now, I don't think she expected me to do that to the extent that I did. I think she just didn't know what to tell me, so she told me that. But I took it very, very, very seriously. And I prayed a lot that night. And then the next day, on Saturday, I had the meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner really quickly. And then I ran back up to my room, and I spent the whole day really praying for my father. And he was in the next room in just a lot of pain. And there was it's kind of a dark feeling in the house, this sad feeling. And the next day was Easter. And my family always went to church on Easter. And my mother helped my dad get dressed and got him to church. And the first song came, and he still couldn't stand up. And I could tell by the grimace on his face, he was really suffering. And I was suffering then because of that. And then they played this song, and if you grew up in church, or you know it. It's called "Christ the Lord is Risen Today." It's very jubilant.
Christ the Lord is risen today. Alleluia.
That's my Jewish husband. So that came on, and my dad was, and everyone was standing, and my dad was still sitting. And honestly, I looked at my dad, and this cone of light came down and surrounded my dad. I'd never, ever seen anything like that. And my dad just shot up and took his hymnal and was singing really loudly, and you know that pain never came back again. And I just feel as all those prayers, the prayers of a child who really believed that if you prayed for something, it would happen. Not doubtful prayers, but prayers of real belief. So it was such an important lesson for me to pray, and to pray like a child, that you're expecting something beautiful. I mean, I never expected something like that, but
you had faith.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my Easter story. And you have a Passover story?
Yeah. Yeah. But I love what you're saying. I mean, can you imagine praying with the firm, complete faith that what you're praying for is already happening, right? You know, that's really a powerful way to pray, because then you're like just bringing all that energy right into it. Yeah, so Passover, which actually was Friday evening, and yesterday, Saturday. Most of you know the story. It's when the Jews were enslaved by the Pharaoh in Egypt. And it's the story, I mean, it commemorates their freedom from slavery. And so Passover, for me, has this really strong message of freedom, and how can we really celebrate our freedom and really give thanks, because maybe we weren't enslaved in our lives, currently, but sometimes we enslave ourselves. Sometimes our thoughts hold us entrapped, right? So just celebrating freedom, our freedom to be who we are, to go for our dreams. That's, for me, that's Passover. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So we spent some time really thinking about what would be the best song, because it has to be a song of real celebration and real love. So Barry played a whole bunch, and we both picked this one.
Right. It's very, very simple. It's just, and I mean, it has two of the elements that we're talking about, with Joyce's story about her dad standing up, right, in church. Okay, so this song is, the first line is, I stand for love, stronger and stronger. Actually, if you're able to, stand up and sing this with us, okay? I stand for love, stronger and stronger. Second line, I pray for peace with all of my soul, right? Not just with a token gesture of prayer, but with all of our souls to pray for peace, for freedom, for whatever. All right. I stand for love, stronger and stronger. I pray for peace with all of my soul. I stand for love, stronger and stronger. I pray for peace with all of my soul. I stand for love, stronger and stronger. I pray for peace with all of my soul. stronger. I pray for peace with all of my soul. I stand for love, stronger and stronger. I pray for peace with all of my soul. So close your eyes and make this prayer right now count with all of your soul. Whatever it is that you really want to change in your life, in the world, ask with all your soul, with all your heart, with all your faith. Ask believing that it is right now happening. All right. A blessed, blessed Easter and Passover to you.
And we pray for peace in the world, especially right now for Ukraine and all these beautiful people, and that the suffering can end and there can be peace. So may you have a beautiful Easter day and a happy Passover and celebration of miracles.
And know that we love you, each one of you.
All right.